Welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name's Amy and I'm so glad to have you. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be doing a general energy reading, a general collective message for the collective. So keep in mind it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're new to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what's up? How are you doing? It's always good to connect with your energy and I really appreciate you being here. So I'm going to be using the Kitchen Witches Oracle. I love this deck. It's just such an awesome deck. And we're going to see what's up for the collective. Now, I do offer personal and private readings and sessions. All that information and my social media is down in my description box below. Okay, first card, sensitivity. Yeah, the collective in general is becoming more sensitive. Psychically, emotionally. People are feeling more emotionally vulnerable. And a lot of times when you get that, people put their defenses up. They start putting, guards up, right? They start being more careful about how they speak, or they tend to explode, right? So a lot of people feel like they're on the edge of just they can't take much more of it, and it's important that we hold space for those emotions and we release them in very healthy ways, okay? Go scream in your shower, okay? Go run until you're exhausted, beat your pillow, go play a game, go play a hard game of basketball. A lot of times physical release will help with that. So that's just my experience. Your experience might be different. And if you can't be physical, you can also write about it, talk about it into your phone and delete it. There's all kinds of things you can do. But I feel like a lot of us within the collective need our throat chakras cleared, and the physical activity can help with that. And also speaking it and making art that's inspired by that feeling can help as well. We have tears. Oh, yeah. Lots of sorrow here within the collective. And I'm feeling it. And I understand it, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to, whatever emotion you're experiencing right now is valid. And part of becoming more spiritually mature is holding space for those emotions we are not comfortable with. Because when we're not comfortable with tears and, that kind of thing, it means we haven't really been allowed to express our sorrow. We haven't been able to express our anger. Many times anger turned internally can be depression. So it's important to express anger in positive ways. I mean ways that aren't damaging. I know that some people will be like, well, writing things that are negative isn't exactly positive, Amy. Well, no, but the expression helps release it. It helps it not have as much power within your own psyche. So, and you can burn it safely, destroy it, tear it up, throw it away, whatever you want to do, okay? I just feel like there's a need to express this emotion, this deep emotion, okay? Give it wings so it can be like a bubble and float away from you, okay? But you don't get through this by suppression. You don't get through this by shoving it down, okay? You get through it by holding space for the emotion, okay? All right, I'm going to get another one. We have binding. Tea tree. Wow. What I'm feeling here is the binding, how humanity's been bound. Okay. Make no mistake. Humanity has been bound. Okay. Humanity has been encaged. We've been oppressed. We've been lied to. And we've been made to believe an illusion that isn't truth. Okay. And it's time for those bindings to be released, okay? And you'll find as they release, there will be events that can cause sorrow, cause tears, but there will also be events that happen that cause joy, that cause happiness, that will lift your spirit a bit. And it's hard to even say that right now with so much pain and sorrow and misery going on. But I think it's important that the collective knows that the work they do here, there is reward for it. You don't live in this misery forever, okay? It's awareness. We have to become aware of what is wrong with our reality. We have to become aware of what's wrong with humanity. And I'm going to tell you that, not everyone that appears to be like you is like you, okay? There are what some people call NPCs in reality, and they fulfill a program. They're so brainwashed. Now, some may say they're not human, some say they are. I don't even want to get into that. Whatever they are, they fulfill their programming, okay? And it's very powerful. A lot of times these NPCs, when they get active, they're so programmed, and it's like it's an injection point of a false narrative that's trying to come forward, and it causes a lot of suffering. It causes a lot of grief. We struggle to understand it. And again, I got this message for yesterday's message, and I'm getting it again. It's important to not get caught up in trying to understand. Okay, what's important right now is to hold space for the loss, for the reality of the oppression, the reality of how many of us have been blind to and have refused to see the oppression of others. How we've been blind and refused to see the suffering and misery that has been projected upon groups within the collective, okay? So it's a really sacred time, and it's a real deep time for humanity. And there's a lot of potential of healing here. If you see it, you can heal it. If you refuse to see it, it lingers, right? And many of us, I can see it in the collective. I see it on different platforms, that people are becoming keenly aware of what's been going on. And a lot of them feel, a lot of sorrow for not acting sooner, for not seeing it, for being kind of blind to it. But you have to understand, we're all programmed. And there's an element of deprogramming that's happening. And some of us are more awake than others. Some of us are just now waking up. And some of us are so deeply asleep that it's going to take a lot to wake them up. So a lot of us are just going to need to go ahead and keep moving forward. So a lot of you guys, I guess that's perspective, but many of you guys have seen 5D. You have felt 5D. And some of you have been living in between, like you go back and forth between a 5D reality and a 3D reality. You're kind of riding that timeline awareness because that helps pull those who are deep sleepers more awake and aware. The more we do that, the more we lean into 5D consciousness, 5D realities, the more we help the collective move forward as well. So we have warding. Okay, it's really important for you to protect your space. Okay, literally some of you guys are going to be called to ward your space more. And that's a whole magical process, and you can look more into that. But it's really important that you protect your space. You clear your energy often. You clear your house of energy, especially if you have people come in and out. Right now, people's parasitic energy is coming to the surface. Their toxic behavior is coming to the surface. And right now, it's very catching. Okay, so it's really important to hold space for your own emotions and also protect your energy and the energy of your home and the people around you. Okay, we have intrusion. Okay, a lot of people feel like this. They feel violated by what's going on, and it may be past trauma is coming to the surface, but a lot of people feel straight up like they have been violated. And it's really hard when it feels like a soul violation. Like you wake up in the world and you look around and you're like, I cannot believe this is going on. This is unbelievable. The level of betrayal, of lies, of deception, of corruption is probably more than a lot of us can really fathom. Okay, so we have to take it in pieces because it's very big, and we feel the betrayal as a collective. We feel betrayed. We become aware that, there have been energies that have actively been manipulating us on a mass level to believe certain things. Okay, I'm feeling these two cards, and I'm going to get this one from the middle. Okay, all right. We have fortify. Again, I'm going back to warding with the intrusion. Again, another message of protecting your space. Not only that, but some of you guys need to start taking better of your bodies, okay? Your vessel. You need to start honoring your vessel more. Feed it when it's hungry. Sleep when you're tired. Now, I'm not saying, I understand we have jobs and kids and things like that. But, when you have time, take a nap if you feel like it. Allow yourself to have some fun. I know it's hard to do, but allow yourself to enjoy, hanging out with your kids or your dog or playing video games. It's important that you connect with joy. Joy will help lift and heal some of this really really intense, deep energy. We have ferocity. Yes, that is what's rising. After I don't want to say after, because this sorrow, a lot of it is just going to linger. And it doesn't mean that it's overwhelming. It just means we're aware of it. We're aware of the betrayal. And, in some way that might be a good thing for a while, because it will inspire this ferocity to defend those who are more vulnerable. A lot of people who are feeling moved to act in different issues, on different things in their life, they feel ferocious about it. They feel just like this massive wave of action coming forward. They need to speak. They'll feel driven to speak. They'll feel driven to connect with like-minded individuals. And that's where you see these beautiful bubbles within the collective forming. And what I'm seeing here is like 3 bubbles, 4 bubbles, 5 bubbles, 7 bubbles. They're just multiplying by prime numbers as these awarenesses and groups within spiritual soul groups come together and bubble up. It's like it lifts humanity. It lifts the mass consciousness of the planet. Okay, we have honey, ambrosia. On the other side of all this is sweetness. It's a new reality, a new earth. It's a new awareness. It's a new timeline. And the guides and guardians, a lot of people don't realize, but in other dimensional spaces, they have been working on this for lifetimes, okay? These are very special entities, beings that have worked in the cosmic grid, okay? The galactic consciousness. And they're here to help humanity. And they literally are lifting this timeline up. So others can discover it underneath the bubble of this illusional reality, okay? And it's going to be sweet. There's going to be harvest. There's going to be good. It's going to lead to a better quality of life for humanity. Shadow work, it is intense, and a lot of times there's a dark night of the soul. And a lot of people may be feeling like that now, like they're losing. And I feel like as more information is revealed, as more names and activities of people is revealed, there will be people who enter into this dark night of the soul, and they need the people who are more aware, awake, aware, and who have been through the dark night of the soul to help them get through it. Because if you've been through it, I've been through a dark night of the soul many, many times in my lifetime. I had one in the last year that I went through, and I moved through it very quickly, and that's because I have been doing this for a really long time. But it can take a while, because what happens with the dark night of the soul, you're kind of stripped of all your foundational beliefs. It can be religion, it could be beliefs within a family structure, it could be society beliefs, it could be a lot of things, okay? And you're left in what I call the white room. It's devoid of color. It's devoid of shade. I compare it to a padded cell, okay, in an asylum, because it's almost like you wake up in the asylum and you're aware that you're in a padded cell, okay, or you're a brain in a vat. That's a whole other deal. But you're aware. You're aware that a lot of the things you believe, a lot of things you've been taught is programming or influence or societal programming, which is a real thing that's happened to you, and you've been part of it. And instead of going along with the program, you've woken up and realized, oh, I'm a brain in a vat, or oh, I am in a room and I don't even know what I believe. I don't know who I am. Understand that when you get to that place, that's when a window appears in that padded room. That's when a doorway appears, because you're able to see possibility then in who you really are and what's really going on. And if, we can manifest this timeline, what kind of beautiful timeline can we manifest? How do we move that through? It's like the consciousness grows into spiritual maturity, becomes aware of its cage, and the universe gives it the key. The key is within you. The key, the temple, the key, the pathway, is all within your consciousness, okay? The answer to this is expansion of human consciousness, okay? That's the bottom line, all right? And we have power. Boom! That's where we're moving. We're moving into owning our power as a collective, owning who we are, owning the things we can do. We're becoming more aware. When you wake up in that white room or become aware of your brain in the vat or whatever, you also see when that window appears, when you've lost all those things that have kept you encaged in that padded room, that cell, when you see that window, the doorway, and there's a key in the door, you become aware of your own power. because there will be a connection. You will make that magical, I'm seeing like electrodes and all kinds of energies kind of fire off within the brain. Like, what do they call those? Energetic synapses or whatever, like firing in the brain. It's like you make the connection that in order to see the door and to see the padded cell, you had to lose the illusions that were projected on you, that you're powerless, that things are what you see, and that what you thought, that organizations that were for you may have different motivations for telling you or impressing you or programming you to do the things you do. Okay? All right, guys, that's what I got for today. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please let me know down in the comments below. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.